What's up, gang? All right, reacting to a new video by Umeezy called "The In Real Life Streaming Bubble is About to Burst." Okay, let's see this. Let's get it. Let's go.
Y'all all trying to be like these at the top. You got motherfuckers talking about desktop streaming is dying. How is that even possible? It's just the you watching. And to be honest with you, FaZe and AMP and all them, they chilling. They good. These got all the resources, bro. These elites. Y'all know the elites. I'm talking about y'all new. Y'all are getting caught in a wave y'all gonna die in.
With cable TV numbers going down and streaming numbers going up every single day, advertising dollars going up in the streaming every single day, and the biggest guest appearances and guest stars going to the streaming platforms as opposed to sitting down on somebody's couch on television nowadays, it seems like streaming has taken over to something that nobody could have counted for when it first started. But I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't necessarily...
And I think that's for the best, you know? I think that we're now in a generation where we're seeing that a lot of these media companies and a lot of these corporate news channels just spread lies, you know? Like it's all fed and it's all a script and people just want to see the raw. People want to see what other real people are saying, you know?
mean it's a good thing. Now, hate it or love it, it's in the entertainers' playbooks in order to go onto these platforms, sit down with the Kai Cenats, sit down with the Neons of the world, and have a good old time while promoting their platform.
I genuinely think streaming's the wave right now. It's the new wave. Streaming is officially mainstream in my opinion. And the reason I say this, because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, if you were on a TV show, if you were on this, on that, what would you do as soon as you were done to try to elevate yourself and build off the hype? You would go into like a music video or go on to like Ellen or a talk show or Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. Now,
That's what they're saying, bro. Twitch streaming, these streamers, bro, they're just the new Ellen DeGeneres. It's just new talk shows.
if you get out of a reality TV show like Love Island or Big Brother or any of these TV shows, what's the first thing they do? They're going on streams. Streaming has genuinely made its way mainstream. Rappers are trying to get on streams. Athletes are getting on streams. The reason all these artists and actors and people from TV shows are going on streams, it's all thanks to Aiden, Kai, Lacey, and Speed. Those 4 streamers right there
Give them their flowers. Real talk.
are the reason streaming is mainstream and is the reason people are going on to streams.
Now, there are a plethora of reasons as to why people are gravitating towards streaming and it being the new mainstream thing to do. For some way, shape, form, or fashion, streaming watchers are watching content longer than ever. They're watching streams for 1.5 hours on average, which I thought we were supposed to be a short attention span, you know, society nowadays. But for some reason, these folks are tapped into these streams. From an entertainer's perspective, it makes sense why they would go and gravitate towards streaming because all these fields aren't producing as much money as streaming outside of like the sports and stuff like that. But the ones like rappers that people thought made a lot of money back in the day just aren't making as much money as streamers are.
A lot of these niggas just blow that money. They don't know how to invest money. Woo,
It's crazy, bro. The amount of like deals and money Aiden and Kai be making is insane.
I invest that money, go grab properties, go do this, go do that, but I still ain't signed yet. So me and my team, them boys just grab all my money. I get my publishing, I get my BMI, I get, you feel me? I get my YouTube check, I get everything still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's smooth.
But these niggas signing, so you understand, they get $1 million, they ain't get another $1 million for 3 or 4 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really slavery. On some real shit, like, it's a fucked up thing.
Lil Shimmy broke it down so eloquently as to how rappers are signing what he dubs as slave deals in order to...
But I feel like everyone also thinks the grass is always green on the other side, you know? It's like the streamers always trying to get into music, and now all the music guys want to get on stream. Athletes want to get into music. Every music guy wants to be an athlete, you know? I don't know. There's pros and cons.
To make a lot of money. You know, he sees $1 million one time, he doesn't see it for the next 3 years. While Agent 00 at Streamer University is reporting that he makes $321,000+ a month off Twitch. People like Azam Gold, they're making $300,000 on Kick and simultaneously making $32,000 a month on Twitch. I mean, that in and of itself would be a reason to fire up the camera and start reacting to stuff. I would think you might have to catch me on Twitch. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Another thing that is coming out of this is major collaborations. Now, I'm seeing Neon be with Iggy Azalea. I'm seeing AMP be in Target with their Tone deodorants, and I'm seeing Kai Cenat.
And it's all like these dead people too. No offense, but like when was the last time you heard of Iggy? Where has Iggy been? All of a sudden she's on stream, you know? I feel like streaming is also reviving those who have died, you know? Oh, I remember you, you know?
Literally everywhere. He was on the cover of Time magazine not too long ago as one of the top 100 creators. I just don't know any other rapper or athlete who's been on Times outside of like LeBron James or Jay-Z, like super big athletes. But now we're seeing this new and diverse community and subsection of entertainment hop into these mainstream spheres and do things that it took rappers and entertainers and ball players and all that stuff years to do in just a short amount of time. It's quite amazing, actually. So I can understand why a lot of people would gravitate towards streaming. It's hella lucrative, it's hella cool, you get all the huzz, you know, you get to do these big major crazy events and stuff like that. But the question is, and it's one that So Illuminati brought up at the beginning of the video, is how sustainable is this?
The shit that y'all seeing is not sustainable. A lot of y'all don't know. You knew and you already thinking you need to be doing IRLs, nigga. You are a fucking bot. You're gonna fall off. Bro, the IRL streaming shit is so overstimulated, so oversaturated. All you see is scripts now. Y'all trying too hard, and subconsciously, a lot of y'all niggas is competing with each other, but y'all don't know it because it ain't personal. But we see.
It's true. Not everyone can just blow up a house like Rakai, you know? We can't just start lighting up fireworks in a house. If that's the way to get viral, it's gonna be techie for a lot of people.
I don't, bro, listen. My life is so fucking, bro, listen. My life is completely boring compared to y'all. I can't compete with y'all niggas, and I don't want to have nothing to do with that energy. You have regular new people going around who just started streaming and they already feel pressure like they need to be doing IRLs.
Yeah.
You can't afford it.
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah. So Illuminati said a lot right there, and I want to tackle it piece by piece because it's something that we've been seeing for a while, and this happens in all industries. It's happened in crypto, cars, Airbnb, et cetera, where there is a rush to get into this gold mine of a world. Trust me, I've had people proposition me to come and set up their streams, and I've thrown up like stupid amounts of money in order for them to sign up, and they've literally just said yes. But this stuff that they are doing is not sustainable. And just like every other bubble before it, .com, real estate, whatever the case may be, it will burst. First and foremost, IRL content has an expense problem. It is much more expensive to do IRL content versus sitting behind a desk.
Y'all know how expensive it is to keep up with content creation? You can get a 10K check from Twitch. What the fuck is a 10K check when you gotta spend 5K on trips just to travel, $500 on setup shit, fucking $2,000 on your rent, fucking $200 on Wi-Fi, $200 on IRL toolkit. You gotta pay the clippers, pay a YouTube editor. Chat, I don't think y'all realizing I be going into negative doing this shit, okay?
Now, most people don't know.
It's true, bro. It adds up, you know? A lot of this stuff adds up. A lot of the equipment's expensive. The cameras. I don't know. It's an investment, you know? And it's a risk you gotta take if you really want it. So, I'm here.
Know this. Who am I kidding? A lot of people know this. I used to do some production work for AMP and hang out with the guys and stuff like that. And I remember talking to Agent 00 one time about the reason about going to Twitch and streaming as a medium for the content as opposed to making long form videos. And he broke it down pretty simple to me. He said, Omar, we could spend hours of a day or an entire day planning a video, and then we could spend an entire day shooting a video, traveling to the site, getting the content, etc., etc. Then we could give the footage to an editor to spend another day doing the video, editing it up, making sure it looks good, etc., etc., just to upload it for it to flop. In totality, if we factor in time and then if we factor in expenses, it becomes something that doesn't seem like it's a good trade-off because ultimately it could flop in the algorithm. With that being said, the counter to that is sitting at a desk, you know, streaming for 3 to 18 hours and getting off as many clips as possible. I don't think people realize how many 8-minute clips can go into a 60-minute recording session, let alone doubling and tripling and quadrupling that. But now we're getting to the point where content creation from a streaming perspective has to come with some sort of expense. People are going out and doing big, lavish, and extravagant things, making it cost just as much, if not more, than when they were creating actual YouTube videos.
You know, I want to thank everyone for coming out, you know, on this trip. Everyone took times out of their days. They took times out of their families to, you know, come on this trip with me, man. You know, I envisioned it to be something insane, but you know, it's just not what it came out to be. You know, I think still some of the content's been good, but yeah, man, you know, it's been getting really fucking expensive. We've done 5 streams and we almost spent like fucking 200K. You know, we got to cut the cost down. You know,
200K is ridiculous, dude. What is he spending it on? I wonder.
and I just feel like there's too many people.
I know that there's operational costs in a business, but at the end of the day, that is mad excessive. It's just way too much. But the sad part about it is,
I think that's the other side of things also. It's like there's always gonna be better shit, more expensive shit. If you want to spend, there's always gonna be more, something else you can buy, a better camera, better light, better this, better that. But you don't need that too, you know what I mean? You can also stick with the basics. You can also downsize. No one's forcing you or telling you you need this for your content, you know? It's a personal decision. There's no rules to this.
that is the price to being these streamers when you do IRL content specifically. And this is also related to the money spending aspect where everybody feels like they have to one up each other. But this one is from a pure emotional standpoint. Streamers feel like now they have to be online more than ever. They have to give more content now more than ever. And ultimately they have to fall in line with these tropes or these lifestyles or whatever the case may be now more than ever. And it's impacting two communities specifically, the chopped community and the woman community.
I'm just irritated.
What is the Chops community? No way, that's a community. Wait, tell me about that, guys.
Like my name just gets slandered so much, and I really don't be doing nothing. Like I literally don't be doing nothing. It's just always something. When it comes to my name, it's just always something. Like it's so rare that I see positive stuff about me, and I literally don't do nothing. Like nothing could get worse than that. So it's just like all the hate and everything. Like nothing affects me no more. Like it's like I have no feelings no more. All right, y'all, I'm finna just end for a little bit.
Ohio.
Where's the CEO right here? Chops community? CEO.
What? What the fuck did you just say? No, get up, get close.
Now, if you're new to this channel, then you probably don't know my stance on this, but I am a proponent of you being able to control your community, you being able to cultivate the environment that you are streaming and creating content in, et cetera, et cetera. Well,
Facts.
it seems that inherently speaking, this streaming all the time, IRL content world that we're, stepping into is letting things go left, right, and sideways. Kaya, Dabo, and many other women and chopped people on the internet who are getting into streaming are falling victims to tropes that ultimately can be probably summed up as humiliation rituals. Now, all of them are laced in things like misogyny and colorism, etc.
But they also play into it, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many videos do you see Dabo talking about being chopped? I think every time I've seen him, he's always talking about being chopped. He also plays into it, you know? So it comes to like, how much can you blame on the community? How much do you have to blame on the creator, you know? No one's forcing him to talk about it. No one's forcing him to react to it, but he is to get a reaction because it's helping him. So I don't really agree with that.
Etc. But ultimately, these people have to fall in line and play into these tropes because that's what gets you pushed out to the masses. That's what continues to further the clips. That's what continues to happen. So now you have Dabo.
It's all energy. Oh my gosh. Let me get that.
Willingly,
Get him off my
calling
screen.
himself chopped, calling himself ugly.
Okay, that's better. What I was saying is though, it's all about energy and it's all how you're feeling, you know? So depending on what you react on is what your community is gonna relate towards and be a part of. So if that's what you're choosing to be chopped or to relate to be being chopped, then I mean that's what your community is gonna be, you know?
And willing to let a woman put hands on him continuously in order to get clicks and content off. You have Kaya consistently and constantly being sexualized on camera and people calling her out left, right, and sideways, names, all that other stuff like that. And then when you don't fall in line with the tropes, you end up like a Wendy Ortiz or Silky's ex, where now that community is disowning you because you won't fall in line with their forever content cycle.
Yo, how did the subs keep dropping? I thought we just reached 4K. Refund and it reset.
Now, I think that this is something that could be easily mitigated by creating different types of content and not always giving access to your full self to the camera and to the audience. But hey, this might be just the price of fame for this. And speaking of the price, it's going to continue to go up as more and more people delve deep and figure out that, hey, streaming is a way for us to get as much content out there as possible. I'm starting to see more and more celebrities actively take interest and want to invest in making streaming content. We're talking about the Nicki Minaj's of the world, the Kyrie Irvings of the world, the India Loves of the world that are now hopping into streaming with an already built platform, backing from everything else and starting to really...
And I'm here for it, you know? Shout out Kyrie. I feel like such people are making streaming and content more serious, you know? I feel like 5 years ago, if you said you're a Twitch streamer, no one's taking you seriously. Everyone's laughing at you. But now it's like, now these famous people, by hopping on it, it's kind of giving us, you know, certification, you know, making it feel like it's a real thing, real opportunity.
Put pressure on the game because they have access, connections, and resources that a lot of these younger streamers just don't have.
Okay. I thought it was something that you had to do like weekly or you know.
I feel like your fan base, your community, they you know, I know how active you are and stuff like on Twitter. Like you can kind of do it on your own time. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So perfect. When you get off live, text me so we can talk about some other stuff real quick when you get a chance.
Of course, I got you, Nikki. It's a pleasure to connect and talk.
You too. Thank you. And bye.
Bye, Nikki.
Hey, India's chat.
Hey.
You know, I'm glad you're finally streaming.
I know,
Because back then we talked about it. Well, I don't know why you're thanking me. We talked about it, and now you're doing it. W India in the fucking chat.
I thank you because you helped me get here.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
How?
You made a few calls and then helped me, like, you know, start the...
I always knew you had it in you.
Thank you. You
Of
know.
course.
Okay. What do you want? What do you want?
I don't know if Neon was being serious, but now I'm here for it, you know? You can't hate, you know? There's enough audience for all. And if anything, I feel like celebrities are bringing more viewers to the platform, which in hindsight, it's benefiting everyone, you know?
Yo, do you want me to show you on stream or no?
No.
I love you, man. Call me tomorrow.
That's so funny, bro. Kyrie asking his boys, yo, can I put you on stream? What the fuck is a stream? What the fuck is a stream, you know? Like, old head.
No, but we be separated with swimming trunks.
That's what I mean. That's what I don't understand. Like, y'all had sleepovers before, right?
Yeah, but not like that. Like,
yeah, so no, I didn't mean it like anything. I meant it like how y'all meant it. I want to sleep over too.
Yo, Ray J is nuts.
That's how I meant it. Pause, I know. But that's what I meant. It's like, if y'all was in the shower, then y'all was in the shower, y'all took a shower together. So I'm like, well, shit, I'll take a shower with them niggas. Like, on the stream, you know what I'm saying?
Ultimately,
that's crazy. Like, Kanye does not make it easy for himself, you know? Yo, shout out to Kanye fans, because it's tough for them. It's tough. It's tough being a Kanye fan out here.
I think that people get lost in the sauce quite often whenever something popular emerges. You know, when YouTube vlogs were popping, everybody felt like they needed to be like DDG, Casey Neistat, Logan and Jake Paul, or Emma Chamberlain. And they did everything in their power to try to emulate and imitate these people. And it worked for some people, but it just ultimately did not work. Same thing when they made long form videos. Everybody wanted to imitate Mr. Beast. And then you saw them lose their soul and ultimately fall off because of this. You see, there's a pattern that I'm trying to establish. Every time that we get into the bubble of content creation, whatever bubble it may be, it ultimately pops in the end because everybody tries to emulate and imitate that. I'm starting to see two bubbles and two trends right now where people are losing their selves and their personalities behind chasing content creation fame. It's the streaming bubble that we've been...
I think the issue is creators trying to be other creators. We don't need another Kai. We don't need another Akai. We don't need another Duke, you know? We need new creators. And it's the same thing we're seeing in media. I'm getting really annoyed at seeing the same movies become a live action or a number 2, number 3, you know? Like, we need new content. We need new characters. We need new movies. So that's the goal, basically.
Talking about. And also I saw this one video where this woman was like, you should create 300 TikToks in a month if you're being serious. 300 TikToks in a month, 10 TikToks a day. You should be getting a job. You should be working out. You should be doing anything else besides.
That's when content becomes a job, bro. 10 TikToks a day is crazy.
Creating 10 TikToks a day in order to be able to make a life in content creation. There are ramifications that people do not talk about when they dedicate their lives to content. And it's something that's going to play out over time and stuff that when commentary channels talk about, when streamers, you know, talk about their burnout or whatever their case may be, it just gets swept up under the rug. But I'm here to tell you, people do get burnt out about this stuff.
When I tell y'all I was going through it, I was really going through it, bro. Like, dead ass, bro, by day 10, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through the rest of these 20 days. Nigga, I'm having nights where I'm in the bathroom, like, just bawling my eyes out. Like,
it's a lot of unnecessary pressure that's being placed upon people in order to become famous through this whole streaming game. And whether you have sympathy for them or not, it doesn't really matter. But just heed my warning. You don't have to be like everyone else. And so Illuminati said this in the conclusion of the clip at the beginning of the video, that you can be yourself. If you're a desktop streamer, you're a desktop streamer. If you are a TikToker, whatever you are as a creator, be yourself. But the way that IRL streaming is changing the landscape of the genre is really, really scary to me. And I hope people can heed the warnings that people are laying out for them. Because once you turn down that path, it is extremely hard to turn back.
Facts. W video by Amazy. There's a lot of things, a lot of points that I got from that. A lot of things that I agree with, a lot of things that I don't agree with. But to summarize, I think the whole moral of the story is to be yourself. For new creators, small creators like me, I think we're trying to enter the lane, and there's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of stuff that we're seeing from the high creators, and I think everybody wants to get there, but I think everyone needs to get there in their own lane, in their own path, and in their own timing. So if you guys got to the end, appreciate you guys. Please subscribe, because that's helping me on my journey. And yeah, daily uploads are still happening. And yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.